Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be checking out some new stuff from Born Pretty, and we are going to do the viral vertical ombre with a slightly different gel polish. Okay, let's see what they've sent us. The first item is a nail rhinestone glue. I'm really excited about trying this one actually because I've always used the Beatles one that I like quite a lot. So let's see if this is a contender. Now this one is kind of a precision applicator thing. It's got like that needle where you squeeze it out. And of course my clumsy managed to cut into the plastic, and I have cut across the actual cap, so that one's on me. This is a UV LED cure, and I think I am going to do a review on this one in a separate video so that we can really get to check it out. This one I am super excited about. It's a set with 4 colours of a solid cream gel. So basically a solid gel polish. Now I always appreciate the fact that they are wrapped properly, and I appreciate that it's got a lid that you screw down so that you don't just knock it off, and it's got like a seal on it as well, so yeah, I like that. Now these colours are really pretty, but I'm just going to swatch them quickly because these are the colours that I'm going to be doing the vertical ombre with later. So let's just look at the coverage real quick. This is quite easy to work with. It's slightly different because it hasn't kind of got that flowy feel, but it's very easy to control. I learned throughout the video that I needed to keep my gel brush at a lower angle, even lower than I normally would, and not apply as much pressure. For a beginner, this is super easy to use. You won't get any spills or anything. And it's going on well, and the coverage actually is quite good. It's nice to work with. I ended up doing 2 coats because I found the first one just to be a little bit too transparent, and I don't like to put it on thick. I could have probably applied it a little bit thicker than what I did, but hey, whatever. So let's just really quickly look at the other colours before we move on to the next item. This is one of their regular gel polishes. It's a 10ml bottle. The colour is BP26. I'm going to link everything down below, by the way. Now this is also a very pretty colour, and I think this would be great for a lot of skin tones. One thing in particular I do like with Born Pretty's gel polishes is their brushes. Sometimes with the cheaper brands you can get really rubbish brushes and that will give you a bad application. But these are rather big and nice, and also their gel polishes, the ones that I've tried, I'll link to a couple of previous videos that I've done below. I might have got away with 1, but I prefer to do 2 because I don't want to put it on too thick and then risk it under curing. But as you can see, 2 coats with the top coat is more than enough. It's super smooth and looks really nice. Next we have a cat eye magnetic gel from their Sea Blue collection. Now I've tried this before and I was really happy with it, and this time we have got a really pretty mauve colour, or lilac, I'm sorry. And if you haven't used something like this before, you use a magnet after applying it. You don't have to, but if you want the effect you've got to, and then you cure it. Now I've used a round magnet here just to give it that cat eye effect, and I haven't put any dark colour on underneath, but you can choose depending on the effect that you want. Now these are a little bit smaller, they're 7ml, but of course that means that because they're affordable, you can buy more. That's what it looks like after 2 rounds with a magnet and in the lamp. And like I said, you can just play around with this as much as you want to, and with different shape magnets. This one is their Jelly Nude Gel, and the colour is JN03. It's a kind of semi-translucent, and you can build the colour as much as you want. If you do 1 layer, you're going to kind of get a very natural effect, and of course the more you build it, the more coverage you're going to get. I forgot to mention earlier that their gel polishes are soak off, so they can be easily removed in acetone. And here you can see that the colour has really built up. Again, a nice colour for a lot of skin tones. Now, even though I'm not going to do a full review here, we just need to check out the gem glue real quick. Now, I'm using one of my fancy pots of embellishments that I got from Amazon. Love them. Link below. I've picked out a silver frame to start with. With this applicator, I can just put it where I want it. Now, this has a little bit of a thinner consistency, so I'm not going to put it on the nail itself. I am going to put it on the embellishment, and I will place that quickly down and flash cure it so it doesn't move. And just to make it easy for myself, when that's in place, all I can do is drop a little tiny bit more glue in. Don't flood it, that's not necessary. Do a little bit at a time. And I'm just going to fill it with some pearls and some gems before I cure it. And let me just say, so far, so good. Now I'm doing these on tips today, so I'm not going to make a big fuss. And I'm going to put a thin coat of base coat down on all the nails, and I'm going to cure it. It's just so I've got a nice surface to work on. So on half of the nail, I am going to put down the palest colour first. And I'm going to leave a little gap in the middle. Now, despite this being an easy product to work with, for an ombre, it's sometimes easier if it flows a bit more. And of course, a solid doesn't. So I've had a few sort of trial and errors, but I did find a technique that actually worked. Now, when you put the first half down, don't cure it. Then put the other colour on the other half, and then blend them in the middle. Now, if this was a gel polish, you could go in the middle and kind of whisk it together in the vertical area. I had to do it a bit differently. I've had to pick up a little bit of the colour and kind of work it over the top every other time. I'm an overthinker. Now, the people that get the ombres the best are the ones that just do it. I will sit and play with it until I have just melted a whole new colour. So, just do it. Just put down a really thin coat of the lightest colour on all the rest of the nails, just to give me a bit of a background to work on. When that's all cured, I am going to go in with a second coat, exactly the same as I did the first one. But I'm still going to keep the same colour on the same colour. Don't alternate anything just yet. The same technique applies to regular gel polish, and make it look smooth and even, and then cure it so that you've got two nice coverage layers down. Out on the other nails, I am going to use the pink and the pale coffee coloured one. I'm kind of working on opposite sides of the palette. Instantly you start to use a darker colour, the application comes out better. These pale colours and sheers and that, they take a bit more work. But I'm going to be honest though, I am quite pleased with myself. Ombre is not my favourite thing to do, no lie. Go in on my channel, I have got a playlist where I've actually done some ombres just to see if we can make it a bit easier. But doing them with a solid cream gel isn't an issue. It's a bit different. Like I said, the only thing that I learned is that I kind of pick up just a little tiny bit before I go to blend so it doesn't go too dry or that I pull too much product off. But it's definitely doable, and for some people I think it might even be a bit easier. So I'm going to finish all of the nails off, curing them in between, and then the fun starts. Now, when they've all had two coats, all been cured through, because we are going to be doing French tips. I have taken some cleaner on a pad. I'm going to wipe off the sticky layer that's left, and I have just buffed the tips really carefully where we're going to do the French. Now, in order to give it that 3D shadow effect, we are going to swap the colours. So we're going to put the dark where the light was and vice versa. I have tried using this with a liner brush without much success, so I found that a shorter, stiffer brush worked better. And I have just drawn an outline of a smile line. And I know this is going to look crazy, but in the old days, before we had fancy liners and God knows what, we used to wipe a smile line. And that is what I'm going to be doing today. Because again, I've tried several techniques and this is what I found was the easiest one. So, painting a half a smile line on alternate sides without curing them. And then I'm just going to take my brush and kind of try to whisk them gently in. I'm going to need two coats here as well. You need to get all the colour out of the brush, and then you need to wipe it with a lint-free pad and kind of just pull a smile line through. With this cream gel, it wasn't hard. To be quite honest, it was harder trying to draw a smile line in. So forget that, just do it like this. And I do feel that these colours look really nice together. I feel that Born Pretty have put a palette together that actually go very well, where you've got a range from the darker to the lighter colours. So I'm super happy with it. As I said, still need to get used to the consistency, but definitely a bonus. What I'm going to do is I'm going to finish it off, as I said, 2 coats to get the colour through, and then I am going to apply a top coat. They are all done. I am going to go in with a really thin coat top coat now, and we're going to cure it. We're going to do that on all the nails, by the way, and then we're going to have a look at the final result. And I'm super happy. I felt it was a bit daunting to start with, but I'm kind of happy that I didn't mess it up, and it wasn't as difficult as I thought it would be. And remember, when you're using with a solid, it might be an idea to try to have your brush angled even flatter than you normally would, and have a little bit of product on the tip of your brush when you go to blend something. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Please like, subscribe and hit that notification bell so I don't miss anyone else crazy. And until next time, bye.